Good evening, good evening, good evening. Good evening, everybody out there in, YouTube land and everybody that's watching me. I just want to say good evening. Salute. I want to start off before I do anything in the name of Amen, the Supreme, the All-Powerful, the one and only true Lord, and Amen we trust, and Amen we thank, and Amen we continue forward forever. Y'all see what this is. Y'all know what it is. You know what I'm going to be addressing today. That little debacle that took place the other night. I'm going to be addressing that and other things. I'm not going to make that the total focus of the podcast tonight. But I am going to be addressing, like I said, that in particular. Because, how that all went down, how that all took place. I really wasn't with that. I didn't agree with none of that nonsense that took place. And that's, I'm just going to touch on all kinds of things concerning that. First and foremost, like I said, the topic of tonight, the topic of today, I should say, is more lies from Tariq and his moronic pseudo cheerleaders. Now, that's a little bit of a harsh title, right? But for all of the abuse that I had to take and coming on there simply to make a point about a few things, about Noble Drew Ali, his prophet, right? I said I would not disrespect this man's so-called prophet, right? I said, because I could have said a lot more things, but I chose to take the high road of a lot of things and not just mention this guy altogether. I was very respectful. And I thought I was going to get a respectful exchange. I thought that I was talking to a person of some sort of stature. He has his little following and his people call him Grand Sheik and everything. And he's more talking about Tariq, right? And I went on Moorish World TV last night, right? And we were supposed to be discussing two topics, okay? One topic was Noble Drew Ali, who was his prophet, his messiah, his messenger, all of the above, and whether he was or was not a Freemason. This is what we were supposed to be discussing. Whether he was or was not a Freemason. And before I started, I gave my credentials so that people knew what I was talking about. I gave my credentials. Okay? I talked about, how I was and still am a Mason, how I was brought into the craft through the Nuwaubian Grand Lodge, through Dr. Malachi Z. York and the Nuwaubian Grand Lodge, how I became a Master Mason under the Nuwaubian Grand Lodge, how the Nuwaubian Grand Lodge was started up. I was there in Georgia when he started it, right in front of us. He held a class, and he was basically letting it be known that he was going to start the lodge, and that he was going to get a charter from the Scottish Rite. Not from the Prince Hall Freemasons, but he was going to get one from the Scottish Rite. Because you see how Freemasonry works is you can't just set up a lodge without a charter. You can't just set one up without a charter. You have to have a charter, meaning you have to have some form of permission. Either you're going to go through the Prince Hall people, which he didn't want to do, Dr. York, who was already a Shriner, a 33rd degree Shriner, but he was a Prince Hall Shriner. But when he set his lodge up, he did not want to go under Prince Hall, because how he explained it was a whole bunch of Boule Sambos in the Prince Hall Lodge, a whole bunch of Boule Sambos, and he wanted to start fresh and go and get with the Scottish Rite, right? Which he did, or at least was told they had the green light to go, and we started getting all the regalia, all the Masonic regalia. We started doing the ceremonies and the rituals. I was part of it, you see. And there wasn't no weird activity. It wasn't no sodomite activity. I'm going to make that clear because, that's one of the misconceptions about the Freemasonry, that some sodomite activity takes place when you become a registered member or entered apprentice into the Freemasonic order. So I went step by step. And like I said, we was like, everybody was like, we wasn't getting down like on the weird. Nobody came at us like that. You see? So it wasn't no weird stuff. It was a straight up initiation. Kind of felt like college pledge, like you pledge us fraternity without me giving away everything. It was almost like a college frat thing, a fraternity thing. And it was based on endurance, how much you could take. You see, as far as, people doing, mental, pressure, things like that, and we stood up to it. You really had to, be strong to stand up and pass and go through that. The entered apprentice, the fellow craft, to master mason. I did all three. And those are really the highest degrees in Freemasonry. So I was given to Harker Bay my credentials. I gave him my background, that I was a Muslim under Dr. York in the A.R.C community, because I feel it's important to give credentials if you're going to speak on something. So he asked me about a little bit of history on myself, which I gave, right? And I brought up my Masonic, background, because I wanted to show him that when I'm saying that Noble Drew Ali was a Freemason or a Shriner, I wasn't just saying it and just talking out of my backside. I was being real on something I know. Because a Mason knows a Mason. We know the signs, we know the hand symbols, we know the gestures, we know the standing on the square. I know all that already. Okay, we know the handshakes, right? The grips. I know all of that. Been through that, done that already. I was the deputy warden of the Nuwabian Grand Lodge. And I explained this to him as my credentials on knowing who Noble Drew Ali was. Now, and that was it. That's the only reason I explained that. Then I went into reading his Wikipedia. Now, a lot of people say that Wikipedia is not a reliable source, right? Now, I sat there and read the Wikipedia. Why did I do this? Because I had to show that I had I had to give an unbiased background on Noble Drew Ali. I had to give something where people could just go systematically and read on Noble Drew Ali, or Timothy Drew, or Thomas Drew Ali, born 1886, died 1929, age 43. I had to give something reliable that they just could go to and read. I mean, I could have cited another source, but Harker Bay would have said, oh, that's not real. Because anything that didn't agree with his narrative, which is that Noble Drew Ali is a prophet, he got some divine inspirations from somewhere. He never told me where he got it from, because we could have ended all of that. It could have ended all of that if he would have asked one question. If Harker Bay would have answered one question I asked him, that would have went away? He said that Noble Drew Ali did not get his knowledge from Freemasonry. That's what he said. And he said, I have no proof that Noble Drew Ali did not get his teaching from Freemasonry. That's what he said. You see? That's what he said. He said, I had no proof. I had zero proof that Noble Drew Ali was a Freemason. Yet, I sat there and gave him tons of proof. And he still said I gave him no proof. What kind of backwards nonsense is that? I gave him visual proof. I spoke about the fez that he wore. The fez that Noble Drew Ali was wearing at the time of his, the time he was alive, was a Shriner fez. There's no such thing as a Moorish fez. Or should I say, well, let me say this. There's a Moroccan fez, which is a very short fez. Okay, it's shorter than the one that Drew Ali wore. It's shorter than the one that Harker Bay wears. He knows that. That is a Moroccan fez, or what you would call a Moor fez, but it's not really. But anyway, Moroccan, Moor, but they're not really linked. But I'm going to get into that in a minute. So I told him, if he wasn't wearing the short fez, then that's not a Moroccan fez. He was wearing the long, tall, burgundy fez that y'all call a chicken bucket. He was wearing that on his head. Reason why I know that is because I had one. I had the Moroccan one and I had the Masonic one, the Shriner one. Dr. York, when we was under him, like I said, we had that stuff. We had those kind of regalia. In fact, I told him that Dr. York put back out the Circle 7 Quran that Noble Drew Ali was using. Okay? So I knew about the history of Noble Drew Ali. Now, when I read the Wikipedia, I did that for two reasons. Like I said, number one, to give y'all a brief background on this guy. And number two, to give an unbiased background on him. Because I kept telling him I'm not biased toward, I don't like or dislike Noble Drew Ali. I could care less whether you consider him to be a prophet or not. I could care less. You know what I'm saying? He's not no prophet of mine. And, you know, I was trying to be respectful because I could have just said Noble Drew Ali is no more of a prophet than one of you out there. He's not no prophet. I could have said that and could have backed it up. Reason being is because Noble Drew Ali brought nothing new in the scheme of his teaching. He really didn't bring it. He didn't bring anything new. Noble Drew Ali brought nothing new. Moorish science is nothing but Freemasonry and Islam mixed together. That's not nothing new. And he said, oh, brother, prove it. I went and I said the fez. I said the fact that that's one, the fez. Number two is the title noble. Noble comes from Freemasonry and Shrinerdom and Shrinery. That's where the word noble comes from. His explanation was, oh no, brother, that comes from ancient Egypt. And he was like, you believe in the European because you love the European. Hold on. Because I'm stating the truth. And the European have a lot involved in it. The Caucasians, the white people have a lot involved in this. Because I'm stating the truth, I love the white man. That's the madness that Taharka Bey was saying. Because I'm telling y'all the truth about where he got it from. I love the white man. This was his argument. You love the European. You love the European, brother. Well, obviously, you love the European too because you're sure wearing the bow tie in the pictures. You got pictures of Taharka Bey wearing a bow tie dressed like a white man in an English suit, a bow tie, right? That's not African. Because he claimed that we African and that's our culture and we not American Indians, and we shouldn't be just into the European and all this other stuff. But he dressing like a European. When he got on his suit and his bow tie, did that come from Africans or did that come from Europeans? Yes or no? Did that come from African? Did that come from Africans or Europeans? And I also told him, if you want to get truthful about it, since you saying we Africans, you do know Islam is not part of African culture. That's Arab culture. He didn't say nothing to that. So we go on. You know, I got a little turned up. I got a little excited because when people telling lies, when people making up stuff, when people just saying things, I'm going, you know, and cutting me off. He kept muting my mic. He had his people in there, his morons. He had his morons in there trying to insult me. You see, I'm going to read some of the nasty comments they made to me. They calling me a Nigerian, saying I'm not from America. I'm African. All this other BS and lies they making up on me. I'm not African. I'm very much what Tariq Nasheed would call FBA. Very much so. I don't come from no fleeing background. Okay? I am very much American indigenous. My mother's from Virginia. My father's from New York. And his family was from North Carolina and Georgia. My family been here during the slave trade, all that stuff. My mother's people, the council family, on my mother's side, they were slaves. They worked under a Caucasian man named Rupert Council. I can trace my family back. They're from the Pamunkey tribe. Because the Pamunkey tribe was very huge in Virginia. Now, the funny thing is, hold on. I'm going to show you how disrespectful these Negroes are. And I'm going to show you this because that shows you that all I did was present facts. And all I did was present what I know to be true. Because Tariq Bey said that, Wikipedia is not a reliable source. I got Noble Drew Ali stuff up there. I said, he asked me for a reliable source. I then showed him that Wikipedia is very much a reliable source. And his argument was that Wikipedia, anybody can add to Wikipedia and add and make up stuff. This is the argument he gave. Okay? This is the argument he gave. That's why he said Wikipedia is not a credible source. This is from his mouth. All you got to do is go back and look at the interview. He said, oh, no, brother, Wikipedia is not a credible source. And the reason he gave for it not being a credible source is that anyone can go and add something or submit something to Wikipedia and they'll add it to a person's biography. No, that's a lie. That's lie number one. They do not take people's submissions. In other words, they'll take your submission, but they won't add it to the biography. What they will do, Wikipedia will do, they will take what you submit and they will fact check it against what they already have. Against records, census records and stuff like this. They will fact check it. And if it don't add up, if you add some nonsense, they're not going to add it to the biography. That's how that works. See, Tariq Bey didn't tell you that part. He a liar. And I called him a liar on his show. He's a liar. They do not take, just take random material and that you submit and then they just going to add it to somebody's bio. They don't do that. It doesn't work like that. Because if they did that, then it would just be craziness all over the place. Now, one of my wives was saying that a lot of college professors and people, they don't allow you to use Wikipedia as a source. And the reason why I explain that to you is because they want the students to go out and study and do real work. They don't want you to go and just go and make it easy to go to Wikipedia, because then it look like you ain't got to do nothing to come up with what you learn. So of course they're not going to let you take the easy route. That's why, because a lot of stuff in like universities and colleges, you can get all those tests that they give you and with the answers to them, and it's called cheat sheets, and you can go ahead and just pass the damn test. That's the same thing with they don't like with Wikipedia, that it's easier for you. They want you to go inside books, which is what Wikipedia did. Go inside books, go and do the research, the due diligence. That's where they're coming from. That's why they just don't allow you to use Wikipedia. It's too easy. The college professors and teachers are not trying to make it easy for you. They want you to go out and research, study, and things like that, because they feel that's the educational experience when you study. If you could just go to Wikipedia, which you could, and it is reliable, Wikipedia is reliable. You see, they will cite their sources. Okay? And when I was reading Noble Drew Ali's Wikipedia to give y'all a background on this dude, because Tariq Bey lied and said, oh, they were saying his name is Timothy Drew, but it's really Thomas Drew. Well, I'm going to just read a little bit of it again, just so y'all see why I did that. I'm not going to go into the whole thing. Timothy Drew, or Thomas Drew, you see, Timothy or Thomas, also known as Noble Drew Ali, born January 8th, 1886, died July 20th, 1929. He was 43 years old, was an American religious leader of the 20th century, founded series of organizations ultimately placed under the umbrella of Moorish Science Temple of America. Right? Now, I pointed out in this that the fact that, because he asked, well, where's the proof? You saying you got proof? I said the fact that y'all use temple, Moorish Science Temple in your name, that term temple links back to Freemasonry and the Shrine. All of that is Freemasonry. The term temple was used by the Freemasons. Okay, that's where it comes from. Now, I asked him also the term noble, which I'm going to get back to. He said that the term noble comes from the ancient Egyptians or the ancient Kemites. He pulled out this pyramid, this bogus pyramid thing, which, by the way, comes from Europeans. He said, you believe the Europeans. It's funny how Tariq Bey will use Europeans but for his argument, but then when you using it, it don't support his argument. Oh, why are you using the white man? He like to play those games, you see. But I debunked all that because what I wanted to say to him, I didn't get a chance. okay, since you saying that the term noble comes from the ancient Kemites, and you showed this pyramid that the Caucasian made with the pharaoh at the top, the nobles on the side. I wish I could pull that up for you. I'll do it another time in StreamYard. He pulled up this bogus breakdown of how the Egyptian structure was, or the ancient Kemites, with the pharaoh at the top. He said the viziers, the writers, the visors, and then you had the nobles, right? They had nobles. But the problem with that is they wasn't using the word noble back then. There was no word noble. So I would have asked them to please translate what the word was in ancient Kemetic. I would have asked him to translate that. Okay? What was the word in ancient Kemet that he's saying that they were using? That would have been very simple. Just show and prove, right? Just show and prove what the word was. Oh, wow. That's very simple. Just show and prove what the word was. All right? Because you saying it was noble, but you relying on what Europeans said it was. Ain't that what you told us not to? You told me that we can't rely on what Europeans said. Make up your mind. Make up your mind. He said that the word they was using was noble back then. That's what he said. So I'm like, make this make sense to me that you're saying that these Europeans put the word noble there and it matches your story. But then when I would have said to you, show me what word they used to translate into noble, because that's the only way that would have made sense. Of course he couldn't have did it, and he didn't offer to do that. He couldn't have did it. And I think he even said it one, but I don't want to misquote him, because I was trying to be totally fair. I wanted to know, well, where did that word come from? You said no, they was using how does that translate into noble? You basically believe in what the white man said. And you told me, oh, you trust in these Europeans and whatnot. Well, you trust in the Europeans because I'm pretty sure a so-called black person did not put that chart together, brother. A so-called black person did not put that chart together with the pharaoh on top and the visors and all that stuff. No, brother. No black. You didn't give no source for that pyramid drawing that you did. Now he's the one that claimed he's so big on wanting to know where this come from, where that come from, where your source is at, who put that picture up there. But he didn't provide no proof. He didn't provide no proof. He offered it, but then it's okay that Taharka Bay don't provide no proof. But if you don't provide no proof, oh, brother, you believe in the white man, where you getting this from and stuff like that. You see the con game? You see the con game? That's a con game. Okay? That's a con game. In other words, it's okay with the white man if he uses the knowledge from the white man, but if you use the knowledge from the so-called white man, then you don't know what you're talking about. You believe in these Europeans. He go into all this. He playing games, man. He's playing games. Okay? It's okay for him to use the Europeans, but I can't use the Europeans as a source. I can't use Wikipedia for a source. So basically, no matter what I would have said, everything was wrong. You see? Everything is wrong. Anything I would have said on Noble Drew Ali would have been wrong. Okay? They said Timothy Drew or Thomas Drew, a religious leader. I was just giving everybody a background because I know everybody was like, oh boy, we don't want to hear about Wikipedia. But how else could I give you a background on this guy? How else could I give you a background where you could easily go to and read? Because I could have sent you to read a book, because I got a sister sent me a book. And it was called, read it to y'all now, just basically. I'm not going to go through his whole biography, right? But I found a lot of interesting things in there. You see, I found a lot of interesting things in there. I wasn't going to just go and give, hold on. The sister gave me, she sent me a book with his information. And this is called, hold on. Lost found Moorish timelines in the wilderness of North America. Lost found Moorish timelines in the wilderness of North America. This is a book on Noble Drew Ali. All right. Let me see. I'm gonna take my glasses off since y'all say I don't like to show my eyes, and my eyes are evil and all that, like you idiots were saying, and the morons were saying in Taharka Bay's comment section. A bunch of savages, man. A bunch of ignorant savages. You black people who was in there, you Negroes need to be ashamed of yourself, man. You see, y'all conduct yourself like a bunch of childish, immature people. And most of these people are supposed to be Moors. They sitting up here talking crazy about me, calling me all kind of names, and these are supposed to be Moors. He let these people on that were irrelevant as hell to muddy up the waters, because it was supposed to be a back and forth between me and him. We were supposed to go back and forth and present, and I would have been fine with that. The minute it started getting crazy is when he started bringing people in that had nothing to do with what we were talking about. He basically brought his friends in there to help him. But I was by myself. I didn't bring nobody with me. His moderators let these people disrespect me, talk crazy about me. But this is the person I thought was a man. But dude, you totally conducted yourself like a male. You didn't conduct yourself like a man. Because I came to you like a man. I, in fact, called you several times. You wouldn't even answer my calls. You would just text me. You see, you only answered my call one day on Sunday in which I called you. The other days I was trying to get confirmation with you. You talking about you so busy. You ain't no more busier than me, brother. I run a whole community, a real community. Grand Sheik. I run a real community. I got 2 wives, 4 children, a big home I just purchased and whatnot. I got way more going on than you. I promise you that. And I don't have to get up and go to work for the white man like you. You see, since you want to pocket watch me and talk about my people giving me $100 and your followers giving you money, why did you have to go there and talk about my finances? Why are you worrying about and pocket watching me? That sounds like some jealousy, hater stuff. Like how you was doing to Tariq Nasheed. Worrying about how much money he get, where all this money going. Why do you care? That's that man's money. Whoever giving money to him, that's his bit. He calling the man a scam artist and whatnot. How he scamming people? And again, I'm not sticking up for Tariq Nasheed. I'm not no cheerleader for him. But if people want to give Tariq Nasheed money for whatever, that's their business. Why is that any of your business? When you had gone on a whole year-long tirade about this man, you'd have bugged that one. You the fanboy. You talking about you exposing Tariq. How you exposing him? People want to give him money. Hello, goofball. They still want to give him money. You still ain't stopped nothing. He's still getting his money. He's still doing his museum, whatever you want to call it, the club. He's still doing, he's making his films. He's still living how he's living. You ain't do nothing, because what you don't understand is when people like you, when people just are attracted to your energy, that's what it is. It's nothing you can say to try to break that. The only thing you can do is be a hater. And that's all you was for a whole year. But I'm going to leave that alone. Lost found timelines, Moorish, lost found Moorish timelines in the wilderness of North America. 1920 photography. This stuff is like really too short to read. Timothy Drew, born January 8th, 1886 in North Carolina, child of ex-slaves among the Cherokee Indians, who are said to have adopted him, and later to have it's too small, where a feather in his fez. See, I was connecting that to the fez and the feather. But again, it's basically saying a lot of the same things in the Wikipedia. And like I said, you need a damn magnifying glass to read that. But Timothy Drew, born, North Carolina, Cherokee Indians. All right. Okay. I'm not going to go through reading all that because you need a damn magnifying glass. But I went to Wikipedia to give everybody a quick source to go to. Because me going to anything else, you would have had to go and look for that. So it's basically the same thing. What I pointed out to him was the fact that they use the term temple, right? And I told him, like I suspected, that the feather comes from his American indigenous background. Now, his early life. I'm going to go back into the Wikipedia real quick. Several details about his early life are uncertain. The true information. Now, they admit that certain things are uncertain about his early life. They admit that. They didn't say, oh, we profess to know this, that, and the third. This is Wikipedia. The true information became mixed in with the legend with his devout followers. He is believed to have been born Timothy Drew, January 8, 1886 in North Carolina. Sources differ as to his background and upbringing. On reports, he was orphaned. He was an orphaned son of two former slaves born in a Cherokee tribe, while others describe him as the son of John Drew Quitman, military and political leader of the Cherokee Chiraw Nation. All right, and Eliza Turner Quitman, a full-blooded Washita, tunic mother. Now, if you know anything about the Washita, remember I explained that to y'all, that the Washita people, a lot of them spread out all over America, but their main base was up in upstate New York, Mount Vernon. And a lot of the people who have the last name Washington, one of my wives, her mother is a Washington. If you have the last name Washington as a so-called black person here in America, 9 times out of 10, you are linked to the Washita tribe. Because the word Washington comes from George Washington pushing the words, his last name, his name Wessington, and Washita together to get Washington. Because prior to that time, there was no such thing. There was no Washingtons here before George Washington. And Washington is not an English name. That's a name that he created and made popular. And he gave that name to his servants or slaves who were of the Washita tribes. That's where the name Washington and so-called black people got the name from. He just basically modernized the name where he meshed Wessington and Washita together to get Washington. That's where that comes from. That's why you don't see too many white people with the last name Washington. Okay, this is real facts now. Right? So it's basically saying in his biography that the man is American Indian. Okay? And that goes with what I was saying yesterday about why he has the feather on top of his turban. Because that feather, he lied to him about that feather got to do with ancient Kemet and all this nonsense, brother. No, it don't. No, it don't. You lying. Because, again, he kept on saying and pressed on the fact that I'm not making a point that to show that he was a Freemason. Where did the term noble come from? Where did the term, why did they use the name temple for their house of worship? All that's Masonic. Hello, this is proof I'm giving you. And you got to be slow or you just don't want to hear what I got to say. Because you got people who are just willfully ignorant. They don't want to hear the truth. Because keep in mind, these people are emotionally invested in the image of Drew Ali. He is their prophet. Of course, they're not going to say that this man was a Freemason, that he was a Shriner in the higher degrees of Freemasonry. Of course not, because what that does, it makes their prophet look like less than mystical and magical. It makes them look like less. You just learned from somebody else. And they're not going to admit that. Tariq ain't going to admit that. He then doubled back and said, oh, Wikipedia is not a good source, brother. I said, okay. Now I asked him later on. I said, so you saying none of that stuff is true? Oh, I'm not saying it ain't totally. I'm not saying it ain't true. Some of it is true, brother. Okay, then make it make sense to me. Either it's true or it's not true. Which part of it is not true? I gave him every opportunity to tell me what was not true in the biography. He never did that. He kept on, where your proof at, brother? I kept showing you the proof. His fez is Shriner. I did a slideshow. I showed the white Caucasian Shriner with his bow tie on, the same bow tie on, Caucasian Mason with the Shriner fez on, bow tie like Taharka Bay wears, like Drew Ali wore. I showed him how he placed his right hand over his left breast and making a pledge and whatnot, which is a fellow craftsman pledge from the Freemasonic Lodge from the 2nd degree. I said that. I'm still not giving proof. Okay, so I touched on the fez, which is Shriner. I proved that. Touched on the name Noble, which comes from the Shriners, the Freemasons. He claimed it come from the Egyptians. I said, okay, did Noble Drew Ali show you that design where he said, okay, this is where I'm getting the term noble from the ancient Egyptians? did he show that in any of their lodge teachings? Or any of their temple teachings? Temple, lodge, that's all masonry. He didn't say nothing. So that means no. He didn't show you that. I then talked about the hand poses, the hand signals and things like that. Standing on the square, the hand on the Bible, the right hand over the chest. I said it's all Masonic. He goes and gets pictures from ancient Kemet showing people in ancient Kemet doing those same things, right? And he said this is where Noble Drew Ali was coming from. I said, oh, okay, but there's only one problem with that. Did Noble Drew Ali show y'all that that's where he got it from? Because if he came and brought all those pictures you talking about back then in 1920, 1925, and showed all his followers that you see all these symbols I'm doing, these standing on the square, my hand on the Bible and all this other stuff, did he show his followers that? No, brother, he ain't show them. So then where did he get it from? Because we could have ended all of this in one question. If you're saying Timothy Drew, Thomas Drew, born 1886, died 1929, became Noble Drew Ali sometime in the 1910s, 1912, whatever, 1913, where did he get it from? That's all I asked him. That would have ended everything. If you would have gave me a source as to where Drew Ali got Moorish science from or where he learned from, how did he go from being Timothy Drew, a regular so-called American Negro or American indigenous person, to becoming a leader of a Moorish science temple and a so-called prophet? Who taught him? Who taught him? What was Tariq Bey's answer? I don't want to talk about that right now, brother. You want to be my student, brother? Then he started all the playing games but I said, I ain't telling. Why you can't tell me now? Just one answer, and that'll end it all. You shut me up right now. Tell me where he got it from if he didn't get it from the Masons and the Shriners. I don't want to discuss that now. Why not? You telling me I'm wrong, but I'm asking you could shut me up right now. And I said, if you tell me where he got it from, I said to him, he said, will you be my student? I said, oh, yes, indeed. I will listen to you and I'll be your student. If you could prove to me emphatically where Drew Ali got that from, then I'll shut up and I'll never bring this up again. He didn't do it. You know why he didn't do it? Because he know everything I'm saying is the truth. He didn't expect me to bring all the receipts about the man's fez, about how he stand on his square, how he open his hands, how he close his hands. Obviously, you had to be around Masons. You had to be around Masons to do that. To stand on the square, to know all that stuff, you had to be around Masons. And you had to be a real Mason back then. Because back then, if you went around there and you didn't know the grips and you didn't know how to grip brothers and do hands, signals and signs and all that stuff, brothers might kill you. They might get at you. The same way back in the day with the 5% nation, where the 5%ers would walk around. If you didn't know your lessons, you was going to get rocked. They was going to beat you down if you didn't know your lesson. That's how them old school Moors was. They come to you, they say some words, throw the grip, you didn't know it, and you posing, you would catch them. You would catch a bad one. They'll probably kill you. Because they feel like you violate and then you disrespecting what they do. They were serious about that back then. So if Noble Drew Ali, Noble Drew, and that's another thing I brought up. I said that he was a Shriner. How you know that? I also pointed out that how Dr. York, who was also a 33rd degree Shriner, he kept the name York, his surname. This is all the proof I'm giving this guy. He's still saying, where the proof at? You got to be retarded or something, dude. You got to be riding the short bus. I'm giving you all the proof. You don't want to hear it because it contradicts your belief. I'm not here to big up your belief, bro. I'm here to give the truth. I told you, I don't care whether you follow Noble Drew Ali after this or not. I could care less. But you're not going to try to make me look crazy. Your morons and your section ain't going to have me looking crazy because I told the truth and they didn't like it. You should see all the crazy stuff these people were saying about me. And I'm like, wow, brother. I'm like, why are you even allowing this? Why are you allowing these people to disrespect me? I didn't come at you disrespectful. I didn't come at you like that. You asked me to pull up. You asked me to show and prove. I showed and proved his title. I showed and proved his handstands and things like that. The terms he was using, noble. The fact that they called their gathering place a temple, then he gave this lie about, oh, well, the temple was being used like that in Arabia. No, it wasn't. That's another lie he told. Dude was lying all over the place. I said, okay, if that was true, I would have said, I didn't get a chance to say this. If that's true, then present a Arabic newspaper at the time translated in English where they were using the word temple. They were not using the word temple. Okay, when they were making mention of Muslim temples, that's Freemasonry, brother. Muslim temples is Freemasonry. Okay, he don't know what he's talking about. Then he had the nerve to say, see, you got to pay attention. You see, this is why I had to do this cast, because you're not going to be able to pay attention, because people like a Tariq, they like to create a lot of melee. They like to create a lot of melee around their rhetoric. Mr. Grand Sheik. I told him the title Grand even comes from the Freemasons. Grand, illustrious, which Dr. York used. Noble, which Drew Ali used. Honorable, which the Honorable Elijah Muhammad used. Master, which the Master Fard Muhammad used. Their worshipful master. I gave the history on Fard, how he was a member of the Moorish Science Temple, and how he left the Moorish Science Temple after Noble Drew Ali died. He tried to take over the temple and whatnot, and you had a lot of people competing for that spot. So what he did was he took the knowledge of Moorish science, which is really nothing but, again, Freemasonry and Islam, and went to Detroit and started the Allah Temple of Islam in 1930. See, I'm giving dates. He didn't give you no dates. You see, his cheerleaders was in there talking crap. I'm going to go and read down some of the stuff they were saying. All the disrespectful stuff. This Freemason guy is crazy. This guy read a whole Wikipedia with his chest like he hit gold. Stupid. What's his name? Whatever your name is. Well, what else was I going to read from? What else was I going to read from? If I would have read from newspaper ads, y'all would have said that wasn't real. So no matter what I said, it wasn't going to be accepted as the truth, because these people already had their mind made up. I knew fully what I was going into. I knew I was going into a biased zone, but I didn't know I was going into a bunch of idiots, a bunch of disrespectful morons who took this personally, who sat up here and called me an African. Let me tell you, I told you, I'm not Nigerian. I am American indigenous to the core. I got my American indigenous hairline, full hairline and everything. My people are from here. Talking about I look like an African, Nigerian with curly hair. Idiot who said that Bogsy Bogues or whatever your name is. Like I said, you sound, while you sitting behind your computer, mentally masturbating yourself, talking stupid and crazy. Brother, I'm American indigenous through and through. I'm not from I know a person that's from Nigeria. You wouldn't even think they're from Nigeria. I've never been to Africa. I have no African roots. And that's not to be disparaging toward the Africans, but I'm not African. You see, I'm dark bronze skin. And they question me about why I don't show my eyes. You can see my eyes now. I took my glasses off in the middle of the interview or the so-called debate. And the reason why I wear tinted frames is because it's very bright in here. You see, it's very bright when I shoot these things. And like I said, I'm staring at the computer. But they was attacking me. Nubian looked straight like like out of Uganda talking about indigenous. I'm not from Uganda, stupid. I'm not from Uganda, half man, half amazing. I'm not from Uganda. Fact, let me see. I guess you didn't see the pic of him to the Mayan warrior resemblance uncanny. Yeah, I got a picture out of me next to a Mayan. It's uncanny. I look just like the Mayan people. Those are the ancient Americans. All right. This guy lives off Wikipedia. Let's put money in to finish it. First of all, again, why is Wikipedia? They can't explain to me why Wikipedia is not a good source. Because like I just explained to you, Wikipedia went and got, and they cited their sources. Wikipedia cited, they cited his, hold on. They cited his draft records. They cited newspaper articles. They cited census records. You know, all the stuff Taharka Bey would have used. Taharka Bey used newspaper articles. Wikipedia used newspaper articles. So why wasn't Wikipedia any good? I just told you he lied when he said you could just add anything. Just like this chick came on here, this lady, this female, whatever she is talking out of her head, one of his friends. She comes on here talking about, oh, the brother don't understand how Wikipedia. No, lady, you don't understand how Wikipedia works. You sound ignorant. You sounded ignorant. You probably was drinking. You see, Wikipedia, you can't just add stuff. You could submit stuff, but they're not going to add it. If it don't add it with the fact check and whatnot, you can try that right now. Try it. I challenge one of y'all, because Tariq got to my little son just added something to Wikipedia and they accepted it. Did they put it there? What did he add? Show and prove what he added. And let me see if they put it there. You talking stupid. Wikipedia is the best source of research out here today that you have a quick connection to. Because who's going to sit up here and I'm quoting books and newspaper articles and whatnot and showing it? Then that would have been, oh, brother, where you get that from? That's totally false. That's not true. That's what he would have said. So I pointed to an unbiased source of material. Wikipedia is the most unbiased source of material. It's not going to serve me. It ain't going to serve him. It's going to bring up what they found on this guy. But of course, why? And if that's not the case, then why Tariq Bey? Then why did you say, oh, well, some of the stuff is true? Well, what? Make up your mind, Tariq Bey. Is it none of it true or some of it true? Make up your mind. What parts wasn't true? Liar. And those morons in your comment section that's talking all that crap. Like I said, they sitting behind their keyboards, mentally masturbating themselves, calling people names. And this is exactly why the so-called black race is in the condition they're in. Because y'all ignorant, willfully ignorant. And like I said, you don't want to know nothing. All you want to do is act like clowns, act like a bunch of idiots, act like a bunch of cheerleaders for somebody who don't deserve cheerleading. Somebody who's sitting up here telling bold-faced lies. Making up stuff. He just, if you paid attention to the interview, he said, I'm coming up off the top of my dome. I'm coming up with stuff off the top of my dome. Basically, what he was telling you, he was making up stuff. Lying. Because Tariq Bey is not going to admit the truth. He will not. He is an open, bold-faced liar. All that stuff he said was lies. And that's why I was going crazy in there. I ain't gonna say going crazy. I was flipping and I was pumped up. I ain't gonna lie. I was pumped up. You know what I'm saying? It seemed like I was ranting, but I was passionate. I wasn't emotional. I wasn't angry. I was passionate. I was, ooh, let me get at him. I want to get at this dude. He making stuff up. That's the vibe I was on. He kept muting my mic. Right? I'm telling y'all what actually happened. His mods was kicking my people out. He let all these idiots, his moronic brothers and sisters come up in here and call me all kind of names and stuff. This is how you conduct an exchange. Why didn't your mom say, no, chill, don't do that. We're trying to have a good exchange here. Why would you let these people come up in here and disrespect me when I didn't disrespect you? Why would you let these people do that when we agreed on Sunday early before that I'm not going to curse on your thing. You're not going to curse me. We're not going to disrespect each other. But yet you let these people come disrespect me? You're not a man, bro. You're not a man of your word, so you're not even a man. Because a man stands on his word, brother. I didn't come to you with no drama. I didn't come to you with no nonsense. But you trying to go into my personal thing about the finances of my community and what we doing. And yeah, your followers going to have to leave you and they're going to take that $100 and buy a book. Clown. If I would have bought a book and read out the book, you still would have said the book is lying. What good would a book have done? Everything I would have said, everything out my mouth to you is a lie. If I'm not saying Noble Drew Ali is the supreme prophet and he came down and Noble Drew Ali is no prophet. I'm going to just say it like that. Noble Drew Ali took Islam, Orthodox Islam, and Freemasonry and mixed it together to create Moorish science. And I don't give a damn who don't like it now. The gloves is off. Okay? He didn't bring anything new. That's why y'all still sitting up here talking about some Circle 7 Quran. And I can say a lot about the Circle 7 Quran because, like I said, Dr. York rewrote that book. He put out Noble Drew Ali's version, that little book he had. You see, we've seen that already. But you wasn't trying to hear nothing I said. You already made up your mind that I'm going to debunk it. You lying. You ain't going to talk about my prophet like that. You was on some female crap. You weren't trying to listen as a real man that was trying to ferret out the truth and really, you came in the debate and you tried to use me, trying to clown me to boost your damn ratings. Because let's just keep it real. After you couldn't talk about Tariq no more, after you lost your case and you couldn't talk about Tariq no more, a lot of your fan base went down. You see, you had all these clowns on here. You was trying to find new material because you did a whole year off of Tariq name and you made you got a whole bunch of subscribers because people was only subscribing to hear you bash Tariq. Now that you can't do that no more, you lost your court verdict. Now you sitting around here pissed off. You had to take all them videos down. You see, but see, that's judgment for you, man. Cause again, I tried to be respectful to you, and you showed that you are a person that don't deserve respect. You don't deserve respect. And I'm not even mad about it. It wasn't even about being mad. I told you, bro, I don't play games. I told you. I dealt with this nonsense on Sarnetta TV years ago, and I said, never again will I come on nobody broadcast and debate nothing because you niggas are clowns. Y'all niggas, you are nothing but Sarnetta with a fez on. That's all you are, Tahaka Bay. So I told you to your face on camera, you a liar and you a deceiver and you're nothing but Sarnetta with a fez on. And I could say that because I experienced you and you showed me you disappointed me greatly to show that you're not a real man. Because a real man, you would have spoke to me and took my calls when I called you. You ain't no more busier than me, dude. You didn't want to face me. You didn't want to talk to me like a man. And if you didn't want to talk to me like a man, we shouldn't have did this. Because I told you, I'm not accepting no disrespect. I don't play with y'all, man. I don't play games with you. I don't know you and you don't know me. And I don't care to know you. Because I don't like the games and the foolishness. Your people are for that because they clowns. They ain't got no real lives. They clowns. So of course they for the foolishness. Of course they for the fuckery. I'm not for the fuckery, brother. I'm not about that. And I'm calling you brother because I'm trying to be nice to you. But I'm not trying to be nice no more. You see, he wanted me to come back tonight to discuss the American Indian thing, which he was going to try to clown me about that. He asking me, yo, brother, do you got pictures with your feathered head crown on? So then what you would have did, you would try to clown me about my feathered head crown? This here, African-American pretending. Well, bro, if you were African, then you a pretend Muslim. You a pretend Muslim. You a fake Muslim or fake Muslim. Because Islam, I'm going to repeat again, Islam is not part of African culture. All the so-called Africans you see who are Muslims or Muslims, they are converts. The so-called prophet Muhammad was a white man. The so-called prophet Muhammad was a white man. And the only black person, so-called black person he had amongst them was a man by the name of Bilal. I know what I'm talking about. I'm a Muslim. All right? I'm a Muslim. I read the Quran, brother. I read your Circle 7 years ago. I got your Circle 7 in my storage. Okay? You a liar, dude. You a straight liar. And and you got mad because I was exposing your fake prophet. Your fake prophet who did nothing but take Freemasonry and Orthodox Islam and mix it together. And I told you I could prove that because you couldn't walk around back then, like I told you. You couldn't just walk around and claim that you was with all that regalia on and just claim, oh, you not Mason. So he was definitely throwing them grips, brother. And then the guy came on the show and he read a letter from an elder or somebody was recording an elder. And the elder, he was the last member of the Canaanite temple. And the guy, if you pick it up, watch the interview, you pick it up. The guy asked that he brought on, asked Taharka Bey, was he familiar with the letter? Right? Taharka Bey said he was familiar with the letter. Yeah, brother, I know the letter. Right? So he lets the guy come on and read the letter. And then when the guy got to the part where he kept referring to the old man that was being recorded by the young guy writing the stuff down, the old man, he kept referring to Drew Ali, and it's factual that he was with Drew Ali and them in Jersey when they was doing the Canaanite temple, he was down with all of that. Back in 1913, it was an old elder. Back, I don't know when this letter came out, but Taharka Bey started off saying he knew about the letter. Right? Pay attention now. So you got to pay attention because he got a whole lot of the fuckery going on. And then, excuse my language, but that's what was going on. A lot of the foolishness and the sleight of hand and lying. And, oh, this person, let me get this person in here. Let me get that person in. So what happened was when the guy started reading the letter, Taharka Bey said he knew about the letter. Then as the brother came on and started reading the letter, and he got to the point with the old timer where he kept referring to Drew Ali as this fellow. Yeah, I know that fellow. I know that fellow. And I know the language. I know the Masonic language. I said he kept calling Noble Drew Ali a fellow because he's referring to him as an odd fellow or a fellow craftsman from the second degree of Freemasonry. That's why he didn't say, oh, this brother this or this brother that. Sometimes they refer to each other as brothers, but he kept referring to him as a fellow. That fellow, I know that fellow because that's Freemasonry. That's from the fellow craftsman degree from the second degree. I know what I'm talking about, dude. I'm a Mason. What more? You not even a Mason, so how you going to speak on Masonry? You hear this idiot, Taharka Bey, trying to speak on Masonry and you not even a Mason? Where you get your balls to speak on Masonry, bro? You ain't even no Mason. I told you what lodge I was a part of. And you want to talk about the Nawapians wasn't a lodge. You don't know what the hell you talking about. You don't even know. You can't just start wearing. You got pictures of the Nawapian Grand Lodge brothers wearing their blue fezzes, wearing the aprons, the bow tie, the tuxedo, all that stuff. I did all that. You see, I was the deputy warden of the Grand Lodge of the Nawapian Grand Lodge out of New York. We had our temple used to be the old masjid on Hart Street in Bushwick. So I'm making all this up. I'm making all this up for what? This is my life, and you telling me that that's not real. You don't know me from nowhere, dude, and you're not going to try to make me look like a liar to make your fake prophet look like he really did something. This is my life. I ain't got to hide nothing. Nothing. So let me go ahead and read some more of these clowns in the comment section. I will say this. In Masonry, we are taught to discuss love and respect. I'm a Prince Hall Mason, Shrine of the 33rd degree Mason. What he is trying to say came off diluted and misconstrued because of his emotion. Now, I wasn't being emotional. I was being passionate. Now, when Taharka Bey was raising his voice, oh, brother, you don't know what you told me. He was doing all that. It was, go ahead, Grand Sheik. Yeah, Grand Sheik, this, that, and the third. But when I raised my voice and he kept cutting off my mic and I tried to turn it, I'm being emotional. I'm angry. I'm not emotional. I'm not angry. Just because I raised my voice at my wives all the time. I raise my voice at my children. And then I just go right back down to zero because I'm not mad. I'm just passionate. I'm trying to get a point across and you're not hearing me. But the brother saw it. The Mason in here, he was saying, he knew what I was saying. Dude is a 33rd degree Mason. He didn't say what I said was, I'm reading from their comment section. He didn't say I was lying about nothing I said. He didn't say I was lying. He just said I got emotional about it. Okay, I got passionate about it because I'm trying to get some information over to you that y'all honestly didn't want to hear. Okay, you didn't want to hear it, so you shouldn't even have me on your show because everything I was going to say, I already knew everything I was going to say was going to be wrong. You really think Taharka Bey was going to admit the truth? You can't admit the truth, brother, because you're a believer. You believe in Moorish science. You don't know anything. You believe in Moorish science. And I called him out. I said, you a liar. Because in the word belief is the word lie. Look at the word belief. In there you see the word lie. All believers are liars. They believe their lies. They invest emotionally in their lives. I didn't have anything. Why would I get emotional about the Noble Drew Ali thing? And I don't care nothing about Noble Drew Ali. And I said, let's just keep it real, brother. You talking about Wikipedia is not a good source. You not a good source. They did more research, I bet you, than you did. Because I said, I know you was born in about the 60s. You was born in the 60s. So Noble Drew Ali, Timothy Drew, was dead and forgotten about long before you was even thought about. Okay? So anything that's being said about this dude about Drew Ali is conjecture, can be conjectured. You got so many splits in the Moorish Science Temple. They got more splits than their Prince do splits. They got so many splits. You got Moors that going against this dude. You got Moors that he beefing with. Y'all dudes is like the Israelites. You got more temples and more grand sheiks of this one, grand sheiks that one. Y'all dudes is divided. Now, if your prophet, your so-called prophet, came with his Circle 7 book, which most of that stuff he made up, some of it he took from the Aquarian Gospel, again, that's all proven. He never said that I was lying about that. He just blew off the whole thing because he got emotional. Then later, y'all didn't see he got emotional. Oh, you brother, you lying that. You did get emotional because you couldn't point out where I was lying at. Then you came back later and said, yeah, well, some of this stuff is true. Well, which part? I asked him. And then I asked him again, if Noble Drew Ali didn't show you any of that stuff, the Egyptian poses, and that's where he got it from, then you lying, brother. You can't use none of that stuff. Noble Drew Ali, let's just think logically. People are going to use what's around them, what they're seeing all the time. If he hanging out with Masons, if he walking around with a shrine of fez on, if he doing the symbols and the handstands, he using terminologies like temple, noble, and that's another thing I didn't bring up. They said that's why I read the Wikipedia to give you a background on this dude. They said he had about 35,000 members at his height, and they had 17 different temples. And the one he found was temple number 9. That's something that Freemasons and Shriners do, and also the Nation of Islam. They number their temples. Temple 1, Temple 2, Temple 3, Temple 20, Temple... The Nation of Islam did the same thing. They're all out of Freemasonry. Tell me I'm wrong. Any Mason in there that's listening to me, tell me I'm wrong. Tell me I'm wrong. I'm not giving proof. The Fez, again, for the slowpokes, the Fez, which is Shriner. The term noble, which is shrine, it didn't come from no Egyptians because you then got to go back and find out what the Egyptian word was or the Kemetic word was for noble. I'm not accepting no Europeans like you say. You saying we ain't accepting the Europeans, but you accepted the Europeans. That's their understanding of what those people were in the construct of the ancient Egyptian pyramid or whatever. That's their understanding of it. That don't mean that that's what the people were saying or that's what they meant. The European added that. That don't necessarily mean the same thing. You didn't give a word on what it was in Kemetic. So you lying. You chose to go with the so-called white man when it benefited your argument. But then when I use the white man, oh, brother, you believing in the European. How fake is that? I gave you, they use numbers on their temples. And I said if it was Islam, why didn't he go with the term mosque or masjid? He talking about they didn't use those terms. Yes, they did. You had people walking around in America in the 20s, so-called black people who was influenced by Islam, who came back away. They had full-on Arabic names. So miss me with the lies, brother. They did have full-on Arabic names. He could have changed his name to a full-on Arabic name, but as a Shriner, they don't do that. That's another point I pointed out to him. Why did he keep the name Drew? I said he kept it because he's a Shriner. He didn't bother to look up none of the stuff I said. I'm just wrong. I'm just making all this up. Wikipedia lying. I'm lying. The old man that was around him that came, and in the letter when the brother was reading it, he admitted. The old man said, we old Masons. They came. We in a secret society and this, that, and third. The old man said it in the letter that they was all Masons. Drew Ali included. And I was like, ha. I was like, here, there you go. He ain't said a dinner. Like, oh, that letter's bogus. That's fake. I'm going to debunk that. Why didn't you debunk it in the beginning, dude? When you said you knew what the letter was, why did it become fake after the old man said in the letter that they was all Masons? You a liar, man. You a liar. All right? It looks like to me the brother brought a knife to a gunfight. Another one bites the dust. Drop the mic, LOL. What are you talking about? He didn't tell you nothing. He didn't bring nothing. All Taharka Bey literally said, I'm sitting up here talking. That's all he did. That's all he did. He didn't give you anything. He gave you some proof. Well, he gave you some picture of a pyramid with the pharaoh, with the scribes, the visor. This is all English. I'm pretty sure in the ancient Kemetic language, they wasn't talking like that. This is an interpretation from Europeans of what these people's positions was within that setup. So why is it okay for you to go with the European interpretation when I go into it and show the connection? Oh, that's why you love the white man and all this other nonsense. You love the white man too, because you use carbon dating science. I watch you use carbon dating science. I watch you use newspaper. He used a newspaper article from the Detroit Press or one of these papers. Hey, ain't that the white man's newspaper? To harken back, ain't that the white man's newspaper that you used for your source? This was very entertaining. Do actually have followers. Wow. Yeah, I do got followers, clown. Yeah, I do. Because I speak the truth. You sitting up here listening to this idiot who gave you nothing, who passed off a fake prophet to you. And when I proved that this dude was a Mason, y'all still sitting up here going, where the proof at? Y'all don't want to hear the proof. Y'all mentally dead, man. You don't want to hear the truth because y'all in love with Noble Drew Ali. Y'all a bunch of morons. You're a bunch of morons. You don't want to hear the truth. The truth ain't in y'all. Y'all do, all you dudes do, and no disrespect to all the Moors, because you got Moors beefing with this dude. You got other Moors, Sabir, Bay, and all them other cats beefing with this dude. So for you to sit up here and act like y'all all together, y'all ain't even all together on your own stuff. At least I got my people all together, and we got a real teaching to stand on. We don't need none of this Moorish science crap or Masonry or none of that. I don't need none of that. We got our own thing. And for y'all to sit up here and take shots and you niggas sitting behind keyboards talking about nothing, ain't got nothing going for you, y'all miss me with that. Y'all a bunch of nobodies sitting in a comment section hiding behind keyboards like the cowards that you are. Because, see, a real man came up, a real man took the abuse, and a real man gave it back in knowledge and lessons and wisdom that y'all didn't want to accept because y'all got the minds of children. Y'all just a bunch of junior morons. Y'all ain't contributing to a damn thing. All you doing is giving lip service like you're sitting in here with these ignorant things. You see, what gunfight? What gunfight? Y'all a bunch of morons, man. That one of y'all Tariq's cheerleaders, man. No matter what he say, yeah, Grand Sheik, yeah, you doing it. Doing what? He ain't proved nothing, and he lied several times. So y'all ain't gonna hear the truth. I'm not even gonna read y'all stupid comments. Wow, brother was saying things off Wikipedia. Show where your boy just said Wikipedia. Oh, some of the stuff is true. So if it's not a reliable source, then give me a reliable source that other than Wikipedia. Y'all ain't going out. If I would have went and started grabbing newspaper articles, you know what Tariq Bey would have said? Oh, brother, we ain't got time for all that. And I'm going to just wrap it up. Like, let me say this. All Tariq Bey had to do was tell me, since I'm wrong, since Noble Drew Ali is not a Mason, he hanging around Mason. He also gave two names to two guys sitting next to Tariq Bey when I did my slideshow. He gave this guy Oscar Dupriest or somebody and another guy sitting on the side. These people are not Masons. Wrong again, Tariq. I just went inside the Prince Hall Freemasonry registry that one of my people got me, and those same people who you say them two men sitting next to him, the names you gave, they're in the Freemasonic registry right now. Dummy. They in the Freemasonic registry as registered Masons with their lodge and temple right there. You see, I'm gonna go. Next one. I'm gonna give it because I didn't bring it up, but the brother gave it to me. Those guys are registered Masons under Prince Hall. The ones he said they ain't no Masons. You lying again, or you just don't even know what the hell you talking about. This is the guy y'all hanging your hat on. This the guy y'all hanging your hat on. A guy who don't even know none of. I know more about his stuff than he do. Some Johnny come lately that just converted to that thing in 1990. You see, and let's just be for real. A lot of you Moors, a lot of you guys only get down with the Moorish science thing because you're trying to get out of paying child support, or you trying to get out of some damn traffic violation, or you trying to run to the white man and talk this sovereignty crap. And ain't none of you guys sovereign. You ain't on your own. A lot of you guys like to work for the white man. You got to go out here and grind every day. You mad because I don't have to. Tariq obviously ain't got to. So you mad. You want to debunk everything. You want your channel to come up. You out here pocket watching and stuff, talking about who getting what. Your members give you $100. Why are you worrying about my business? So what? Money is money. I ain't tripping over that. You the one that's tripping over it, dude. You want going up there finding pictures of me. Again, I'm not ashamed of nothing I do. God on me smoking my marijuana. I smoke marijuana and I like it. I'm a man. I don't have to hide behind nothing. I'm not ashamed of what I do, unlike you cowards that hide behind the computer and talk all this crap. You see, talk all this crap, but I bet you 9 times out of 10, you wouldn't say it to my face. You wouldn't say it to my face. Okay? Right to my face with no glasses on. And I'm not African. Clowns. But anyway, you know, you calling this guy a grand sheik. He's the head of a temple? And if y'all believe in Tariq so much, why don't y'all support him? Why he gotta beg y'all for money? Why he gotta get up here and ask for donation? Tariq should be the grand sheik, head of his, y'all said y'all his cheerleaders. Tariq should have y'all in his congregation in the temple where y'all making sure y'all giving dues to support him and his family. Why ain't you doing it? You think that by getting in a damn chat and cursing me out and disrespecting me that you supporting him? You ain't supporting him. You just look like what y'all are, a bunch of pathetic ass cheerleaders. A bunch of pathetic, low-life cheerleaders for somebody who can't even defend what the hell he talking about. Who got to lie. Again, and it took Parker. Another question. If you was beating me so bad in the so-called debate, why you had to get help? Why you brought other people in? This was supposed to be between me and you. It became between me and you. You added this guy Lex Vortex. You added some other dude. You added this chick who don't know what she talking about. You added some clown who had a damn mask on his face. These are people you add into your chat to go against me. Or to get into the thing. You wasn't looking for no moderator because one of my wives was a moderator and they would have been real fair. My wife would have been like, okay, it's your turn. It's your turn. My wives were the moderator and they would have been very unbiased. You see, we intelligent over here. We're not a bunch of ignorant believers like you and your followers. The morons. Okay? The morons. We're not a bunch of morons like, yo, we got respect. We don't talk crazy. We intelligent over here. We're not all hung up on some belief in some person that y'all don't even know. Because like I said, Wikipedia is more of a source than you are. You know nothing about Noble Drowley other than what them old washed up followers told you that recruited you into the temple. And they don't know nothing about him. You see, that's like asking people in the Nation of Islam if they know about Fard. They don't know nothing about Fard. All they know is folklore. About what they heard from people who trying to make his image look cleaner than what it is. Listen, man, if it walk like a duck, if it quack like a duck, it's a duck. If it make moves like a Mason, if it stand like a Mason, if it do symbols like a Mason, if it's wearing Masonic regalia, the Masonic regalia that he have on is not the proof. You sit up here pointing to ancient Egypt. Did he point to ancient Egypt as his source? I ask you again to harken back. Where's the proof? Where did he learn from? That's all. You ducked the answer. Why did you duck the answer when I asked you where this dude learned from? You see? And like I said, I thought dude muted me and whatnot. But like I said, you got a bunch of clowns in here. He talking about go to bed, brother. You need to go to your room, brother. He playing games, man. This wasn't nothing simple. You acting like a clown, man. You acting like a clown. I didn't come here to clown with you, dude. I didn't come here to clown with you. I came serious. I didn't come to play games. But I should have knew when you wasn't taking the phone calls and you wasn't answering my emails. I should have knew you just another Sarnetta, man. You see? But for the most part, like I said, all self-hate. Hey, listen, man, I'm not no African. Y'all want to believe y'all Africans, you fake Moors, you fake Moors, you morons, then why don't you go to Africa? When you morons going to Africa? Why you morons studying Islam? You do know that Islam is not part of African culture, dummies. It's not. Why? When I said that to Harker, why did he say, no, brother, you wrong? Why didn't he say conjecture? Why didn't he say, no, brother, you wrong? I could prove it. When I said Islam is not part of African culture, you didn't hear Taharka say nothing now, did you? for all his Moorish cheerleaders in the section who sound like a bunch of idiots. Y'all should be ashamed of all that crap you wrote in his comment section. You don't even know what the hell you talking. People laughing and joking and whatnot, but that's what clowns do. You see, this guy is easy to out there. This guy is easier. Man, you guys are such clowns, man. This guy is not qualified. This guy is qualified for, nah, I'm not qualified. I'm overqualified for Moorish World TV because there's nothing but a bunch of morons and cheerleaders of Taharka Bey. His morons. You see, because they like to play games. They like to joke and laugh and disrespect people. That's why black people in the condition, that's why you so-called black people got childlike mentalities. You got the minds of children. That's why the so-called white man, the European, just do what he wants with you. Shoot you niggas in the street, beat you niggas up, do all the stuff they do to you, disrespect you, because you got the minds of children, because you do it to each other. That's the worst part about it. You do it to each other. And I'm going to just leave you in your sad lot while I'm enjoying my wives, my family, my beautiful home and whatnot, where I ain't got to sit up here and go to work for the white man like you Sambos do. Y'all can call me whatever you want. Call me an African. Call me when I'm not African. Talking about, oh, I can't see his eyes. We need to see his eyes. What man want to see another man's eyes? You can see my eyes through my frames. I told you why I wear dark glasses. But again, that's neither here nor there, man. That's neither here nor there. Y'all a bunch of weirdos, man. Y'all a bunch of weirdos. You people in the comment section are weirdos. Y'all a bunch of moronic weirdos. And you people that was in the comment section last night, y'all a bunch of moronic weirdos, man. That's all I got to say on that. I gave you, again, his fez, his term noble, his temple, use the word temple, all of that. If it's talk like a Mason, if it walk like a Mason, if it pose like a Mason, it's a Mason. You can't make it to more than that. Until Taharka Bey answers, what is it that, who taught Noble Drawley? Until he answers that, I don't want to hear a goddamn thing from him again. He wanted me to come on there and do the American Indian thing. And I said to Taharka Bey, I said, well, why don't you come on? I'm through talking about, I'm about to talk about something. I'm talking about this clown. So I said to Taharka, last thing I said to him, he texted me today and he told me, am I coming on to do the American Indian thing? I said, absolutely not. You know, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. I'm not going to go through that again when you muting me and talking crazy to me and got your morons in there, your moronic cheerleaders in there talking crap. I'm not going through that again. I said what we could do, you could come on High and Mighty Thoughts and I'll be fair with you. I won't let my mods, I won't even let my mods talk, mute. I won't mute nothing you say. My wives will be there. My wife will be there to make sure that you're heard. I will not do that because I was trying to do that with you, but you wasn't trying to accord me the same luxury, brother. You full of crap, man. But I'm done talking about you. I'm done talking about you. That was a complete shit show, orchestrated by Mr. Moore Bey and his moronic pseudo cheerleaders. And again, I could have went in on more science, brother, but I chose not to. I let it rock. I let you dudes rock. Y'all want to believe in all this nonsense? Then that's fine. That's fine. I already made my point. You see, I made my point without having to argue, having my mic cut off so you get to hear me pure, raw, and uncut. And you people that set up here and believe that crap from him, y'all ought to be ashamed of yourself. It shows your level of intelligence. Y'all got the IQs of a damn 5-year-old. A lot of you people got the IQs of 5-year-olds, man. Just like this dude, man. Anyway, let me go to something else. I'm tired of talking about this idiot and the rest of the idiots, the morons, and the Moorish World TV, the morons over there. All right. So let me see what else I got because I'm gonna do another 20 minutes. I'm gonna close this out, man. I made my point. I ain't got nothing else to say about this clown. You see, with the damn chicken bucket on his head. All right. I was going to speak about Cicely Tyson, the former actress who passed away. She's in her 90s, how she helped to derail black masculinity on film. I was watching this biography about the black exploitation era. And when Superfly came out in 72, it was a big splash, a big sensation. Ron O'Neal, actor Ron O'Neal, he killed it famous. He passed away now, just like Cicely Tyson. But Ron O'Neal put out, he was in the movie Superfly. And prior to that, Melvin Van Peebles was in a movie called Sweetback Badass Song. And it started basically what was known as the black exploitation thing, which, again, that's what the NAACP and all these people, which ain't really black people, these are Caucasian Zionists that run these Negroes. But anyway, they start talking about black exploitation and whatnot. What it really was, at the time, Cicely Tyson had out a movie called Sounder. This came out in 72, right? And her movie wasn't doing nothing. She was in the movie with this old sodomite who passed away. What's his name? He played in some of the black exploitation movies too. He's an old sodomite. His name will come to me. I'm forgetting his name right now. Paul Winfield. You might know that he's an actor. He's an old sodomite. You know what I'm saying? Old bend over boy. But whatever. Allegedly, but not allegedly. But anyway, so her movie was doing miserably at the box office, right? Now, Superfly was getting money, making money, and really showing, even though it was in a negative vein, but it was showing, masculinity, so-called black masculinity in men, and, them beating up on the white man, doing all this other stuff. And, that started to catch on with people like Ron O'Neal, Superfly. At the end, you notice that Superfly, he beat up the white man. He was doing his thing and everything. He's beating up the Caucasian police, the crooked police, and he went about his way. And that was happening with a lot of these so-called black exploitation pictures, where so-called black men, bronze men, was basically standing up against the so-called white man and beating the hell out of them and killing them and doing whatever, the oppressive, racist ones on screen. One of the biggest proponents of that was one of my favorite, who's still alive, Fred Williamson, Black Caesar, movies like that. I grew up on movies like that, Black Caesar, Hell Up in Harlem, movies like that. So Cicely Tyson comes and she's mad because her movie wasn't selling. She basically made some old beta male simp movie with a beta male sodomite simp in there, and basically she was mad that, her movie wasn't doing good. So she started going in on Superfly and all so-called black exploitation movies. And and the publicity she gave and whatnot, and it started taking toll on the box office, and the studios didn't want to deal with it. And a lot of people's careers got cut short. A lot of so-called black male actors, their careers got cut short because of what she did. She was mad because her movie didn't move anything, and she wanted up. So she basically took on and just went about, attacking black male masculinity on screen. The ones who stood up to the so-called white man fighting them back. She went into that. That's why he didn't have a real career after Ron O'Neal, and he was always upset by what Cicely Tyson did. And I found it to be really strange. It sounds a lot like that black liberated female energy that wanted to bring down a masculine alpha black man, so-called black man. I'm just using the terminology at that time. So that's really what it came off as. You see, a lot of these liberated black females, they can't stand masculine energy, especially coming from a so-called black man. You see, they couldn't stand that. So look at people like Cicely Tyson, because I'm going to do something in my Patreon about her and a lot of these black female witches in Hollywood who passed on. She was one of those den mothers, but whatever. Right? Next one, and like I said, I'm going to close out. The real reason why the U.S. government needs black Americans to vote in elections. I want to break that down. Ask yourself a question. Why is Joe Biden and Trump and all these other people trying to get the black male vote? Since they say black people are so insignificant, they claim that black people are so insignificant in America, we a small part of the population, why are they so concerned with black people voting? Why do they care if black people could win whole states because it don't sound right. The math ain't mathing, as they say. They say that if black people vote for people, they can determine who's going to be the president in an election. This is what they say, right? But there's something deeper behind that. Now, they claim that so-called black people are the minority here, right, which is a lie. They claim that you're a minority. If you're a minority, then how can you decide on who wins elections and who don't? Why is Joe Biden with his racist self sitting up here trying to get y'all going to barbershops, trying to get you so-called black men to vote for him and whatnot? And he's the same one that signed the 95 crime bill that locked up whole bunch of black men, making up charge, giving them high things, keep black men locked up in jail. He signed that, right? And incentivized the states to change their sentencing laws so that he can come with these draconian laws and gave them money. So basically he basically signed a bill that incentivized mayors and governors of cities to lock up so-called black men for long periods of time. Meanwhile, letting white men go, letting them off with slaps on the wrist like his son. You see, this is what they did, right? They sit up here and let these people, he passed these laws to get all these men locked up for charges like marijuana, which is now legal, right? And because you got Caucasian people selling marijuana and making money. So now it's okay now. When you so-called black men was selling marijuana and making money, it's against the law. If you got so much as a joint in your car, you going to jail and all this BS. When we've been smoking marijuana forever, this is part of our American Indian heritage and culture. This is a part of it. Smoking marijuana, tobacco, natural marijuana, tobacco is part of our culture. Now y'all simple ass Negroes and like you clowns did in the moronic section of Tariq Bay's thing of, this guy smoking a joint. Now you niggas are so much against marijuana all of a sudden. Just anything against me. Because how dare I question Noble Drew Ali's fake so-called prophethood. And let me just say, I'm going to go back to this one more time and leave it alone. There's no way Noble Drew Ali could be a prophet. You know why? Because, see, a prophet, in order for you to be a prophet, you have to bring something new to the people. Noble Drew Ali did not bring anything new. He brought remixed Freemasonry and Islam, and he called it something else. He just brought a remixed version of Islam and Freemasonry together. That's all he did. He brought nothing new. You see, I more or less, to be honest with you, I qualify if any guy going to be a prophet. I qualify to be a prophet. Why? Because I brought something next and new to my people and to the world, and it is known as MENTELLECT. And I own the rights to the word MENTELLECT, the audio, the visual, the books. I don't put out books on MENTELLECT. I don't talk class on MENTELLECT. I don't even have to talk about none of this Masonic stuff. I don't need that. I didn't take nothing from Dr. York. Nothing. Not one thing I took from him. I started a whole next level of intelligence and thought. And I can stand on it. And it is over the heads of simple-minded Negroes like this. That's why I ain't even bother to go into what I teach my people. It's over the heads of these simple-ass Negroes who still sitting around trying to get their jollies and thrills off of being cheerleaders for fake prophets and clowns with chicken buckets on their heads. Fools. People who I didn't disrespect. You disrespected me first, so I'm going to get it back. But anyway, so they need you to vote because, again, when you so-called black people vote in elections, you never get nothing for your vote. You don't get any police protection. You don't get no anti-hate crime bills. You don't get no reparations. You don't get no help in your community. More black people are homeless in the damn streets, yet they letting immigrants over here and taking our tax money while they letting immigrants over here into this country to feed off our taxes, feed off our resources. This is what we voting for. You see, I told you before, you need, in any crooked society, you got to have people co-sign their oppression if you want to keep going. I'm going to say it again in case y'all didn't understand me. In any crooked society, you need people to co-sign their own oppression. Am I making myself clear? I'm not looking at my chat because I'm doing other things. But I'm going to put that thing up, though. You need people to co-sign their own, you need people to co-sign their own oppression. That's how that works. And this is no different. Okay? You need people to co-sign their own oppression. And that's what, that when you vote for nothing every year, when you so-called black people go to the polls and vote for nothing, that's all you doing. You are symbolically co-signing your own oppression. So the best thing for black people to do is not vote at all. Don't even participate. Stay home from the polls. Let whoever gonna win. Don't participate in none of no voting because you're voting for nothing. These other people are voting and they giving these Asians anti-hate crime bills. They giving these Arabs that come in your neighborhood money. They giving people money to come in your neighborhood, money that you can't get to set up stores and businesses. You shouldn't be supporting those stores and these businesses in your neighborhood that is not your kind. And you shouldn't be supporting no elections that sit up here and basically use you to co-sign your own oppression. Are you clear on that? You see? Yeah, you see? So, I'm gonna go to this section right now where I'm taking calls. I mean, not calls, I'm taking questions. So if y'all gonna go ahead and ask questions, go ahead and ask the questions. I'm through talking about this idiot. You know what I'm saying? I'm still talking about this idiot and his clown in the comment section. You see, because I didn't do the Tariq Bey thing to really connect to him. I already know he's a clown, but I did it more or less to get to the people who can actually listen and hear and pay attention and see what I was trying to convey and try to cut through all the madness, because I had to deal with this same thing when I was on Sonetta TV. You're saying that nonsense I did back in the day. That, you know, like I said, dude ain't nothing but Sonetta with a damn bucket on his head. That's all he is. All about sensationalism, all about lies and everything else. He said, you told me you going to drag me. You ain't big enough to drag me, son. You ain't big enough to drag me. I'm a boulder. You can't drag me. You saying, I actually built something. You built nothing. You sitting up here trying to get people to give you money. Your own people who ain't supporting you. The only support they can give you is in a damn chat room because they ain't got no lives. That's the only point. They can sit up here and call people names and talk crap. Yeah, grand shit, but why they ain't supporting you, dude? Why they ain't supporting you? Why you gotta work? Why you gotta be going to work in the morning like you say you do? Because you know you don't really want to work. You really want to sit up and do Moorish World TV and expose people and get money. You would like to do that. But you're no leader, dude. You're not a leader. You're a liar. You're not a leader. But again, I'm done talking about this clown. All right? You can't connect with the people. Anybody got any, you say, anybody got anything? You see, y'all can go and watch the little debate and whatnot. And like I said, it's just foolishness at its best, man. I'm done going on people's shows because it's clowns like this, these Negroes who got the minds of children who need to grow the hell up. I'm not, again, if you want to hear me teach, I'm be on here on my platform. Tariq Bey, if you want to talk to me about the American Indigenous stuff, American Indian stuff, come on my platform. I'll treat you fairly. I'm not going to disrespect you like you did me. I'll treat you fairly. I'll show you how men are supposed to deal with each other as brothers, as stand-up people. You're not a stand-up dude, bro. You're not. You see, you were talking about me being your damn student. I know I don't need to be a student of a liar. I don't need to learn no lies. I don't want to hear no lies. But anybody got any questions before I close this out? Anybody got any questions about the Moorish science thing or Freemasonry? Because I'm taking questions right now. If anybody got any questions, I'll answer them gladly. Like I was willing to do until this clown brought in a whole bunch of people, Lex, Vortex, and all these other. Why you had to bring people in, dude? That showed you was losing. That showed it. Why couldn't you face me head up? You know, like how you didn't when Tariq. I'm going to leave that alone. I saw the video. You claim Feds was around, but whatever, dude. Anybody got any questions? Drinking my lemon, lime, and water out of my mason jar. Drinking my lemon. If you notice, I'm slimming down. I'm slimming down. Drinking my lemon limes and water, my spring water, and a mason jar. This is the best way to drink water right here. You see? The best way to drink water. You see? Drinking out of the mason jar. All right? And I done slink down and everything. You see? Let me see. I had questions. What does Noble Drew Ali have? What does Noble Drew Ali have to do with our future? Nothing. Noble Drew Ali, they don't know nothing about Noble Drew Ali. They just be making up stuff. They don't know nothing about no Noble Drew Ali. Anybody any questions? I want to make sure I get any questions while I'm here to answer before I close it out. Anybody got any questions? Why do they call it Moorish science? Damned if I know, because there ain't nothing scientific about what Noble Drew Ali said. Yeah, man, I'm looking right now. Ain't nothing scientific. You know what niggas do? Niggas call something science because they want to make it deeper than what it is. There's no science in nothing that Noble Drew Ali said. All he did was regurgitate Freemasonry and Islam. There's no science in any of that. They just making it up to try to make it sound deep and heavy. You know how niggas do, the sciences of this and the science of, let me teach, like the 5%ers do that same thing. Let me teach you this science, God. You ain't teaching no science on nothing. They are nothing but an offshoot of the Nation of Islam. And they ain't doing nothing but repeating, the 5% lessons is nothing but offshoot of Freemasonry too, man. All that's Freemasonry. Because that's where the Nation of Islam got it from. And when Clarence 13X left out of the mosque, in New York and Harlem, he took the lessons, which was really Masonic degrees, and he took it to the people, took it to the children in the street. You see? I know I'm a beast. Bro, listen to me. Somebody said, Richard, I can't lie, Nubian, you are a beast in this field. I'm a beast all over the place. You see? And like I said, I stand on what I said. Taharka Bey couldn't stand on a damn thing. He didn't answer none of the questions I posed him. One question would have debunked everything I said. Where did he get it from? Where did Noble Drew Ali get his knowledge from? Who did he learn from? He didn't answer. He didn't want to answer. So right there, that lets you know his argument was dead because he knew what I was saying was the truth. He knew everything I said out my mouth was the truth. Okay? Why was Noble Drew Ali killed? Well, according to what they say, I can't really say a speculation, but they claim that Ford, according to what they say, Ford killed him because one of his members killed him. Because and one story is he had tuberculosis and he had bronchitis and he died. And another one was he got killed because they wanted to take over the Moorish science symbol. And it's a lot of things. So I can't factually say that. You know? How are the temples being used now? I don't know. They probably still teaching that same remixed Freemasonry and Islam, Muslim, the Muslim stuff. That's all they teaching. They ain't teaching nothing. You should bite his head off. I was watching. You bit his head off. I was watching a little of that interview. Yeah, because what it was, he kept on muting my thing, and he was doing it, and I didn't know. At one point, I came back. And I didn't know I was in muted. I was raising my voice and talking, but I didn't know I was muted. It sounded like I was ranting, but I didn't know if he was muting my mic. And I was looking at the wrong thing. I thought he was muting my mic. So yeah, I raised my voice. I turned up because he turned up. He started telling lies, man. And I told you, you're not going to sit up here and lie because you're trying to save face. You're not going to sit up here and tell lies. Not on my watch. You can tell lies when I'm not here, nigga, but you're not going to sit up here and tell lies while I'm sitting up here and then call me a liar after I gave you my background. You ain't got no background in Freemasonry or shrindom, so you can't say nothing. And them people you brought up here don't got no background in it neither. Okay, let me see more questions before I close this out. Give me all y'all questions, because y'all say I don't be answering questions. Here I am. How do you feel about... Who's this? Something Carlson? I can't see. Let me see. Move it up some. What feel about? I can't see somebody with a heart that I can't see the name. Who? I'm trying. Who? Go up some. I can't see. What's his name? B. Carlson. I don't know who that is. It's Billy Carson. Next question. I don't think nothing of that dude, man. I don't think nothing. Y'all gotta stop. Y'all listen, man. This is the problem with y'all. Y'all gotta learn to listen to people with discernment, man. A lot of people full of shit, man. You know what I'm saying? I don't mean to curse or nothing like that, but let's roll and uncut, man. A lot of these people full of shit, man. And Tariq Bay's one of them. And that person you mentioned, they all full of shit, man. They just be saying stuff. It don't mean nothing. Because when you ask them, they can't tell you a damn thing. See, I'm real about me. I'm real. You see, I don't hide who I am. I don't care what nobody thinks of me. I'm going to smoke my marijuana because that's an American indigenous thing. This ain't no high grade. This is regular Reggie. It make me mellow. It mellow me out because I'm hyped up. It helped mellow me out. I'm not high. I'm mellow. But I don't hide it, though. I'm not a hypocrite like Tariq Bay is. I'm not a hypocrite like his morons in that section who talking all that shit. Okay? What is the connection between Moorish science and Satanism? Why y'all gonna make me go there, man? Man, don't make me go there. You want me to really say it? I'll tell you. You don't make me go there. It's all Satanism. That's all I'm gonna say on that. That's all Satanism. That's why they use the same circle in the 5-pointed interlocking star like the satanic worshipers. And I told Tariq Bay that. Notice he didn't say nothing. You see? Notice he didn't say nothing. I told Tariq Bay, I already know what y'all study. I know what the 5-pointed interlocking star is inside the circle. That's satanic worship. Okay? When that old man said, when dude was reading the letter, we part of a sacred society and this, that, and the third. Once they start getting all that sacred society stuff, that's all Satanism. And when these clowns came up here talking about, yeah, I believe in Jesus, there is no Jesus Christ. There is no such thing as Jesus. Okay? There is no such thing as Jesus. Jesus was a character created by the Roman Catholic Church. This clown Tariq Bay believed in Jesus. That tell you right there, he don't know what the hell he talking about. There is no such person as Jesus. Jesus was created by the Catholic Church from the Greek god Jupiter, from the Roman god Jupiter and the Greek god Zeus. Those two names was combined, and that's how the character Jesus was created. And that whole story about his life and dying at 33, that's a Masonic tale. That's Masonry. And Masonry goes back to ancient Egypt. It goes back before the so-called white man in Europe. You had the Rosicrucian, all them people, they was taking, the Europeans was copying Freemasonry or from ancient Egypt, and really here in America too, because you got a lot of pyramids here on this side, more than you got over in Egypt. So really, all of that stuff come from our people. A lot of this stuff, like he was right. I will admit when Tariq Bay is right, but he took it out of context and he lied. Because he know damn well Noble Drew Ali did not have, and he admitted, Noble Drew Ali did not have access to those pictures of ancient Egypt. So he had the copy from the Masons. He had to. That's the only people that had the knowledge. So what the hell he talking about? Oh, you getting it from the Europeans? That's who had the knowledge. Why didn't he tell who taught him if they didn't teach him? Why didn't he tell? Liar. The council and the seer, exactly. That's really what happened. He don't know nothing about that. He still believe in Jesus. So you already know he a lightweight. His moronic followers believe in Jesus too. They ain't nothing but a bunch of damn Christians, man. Just like the Israelites ain't nothing but a bunch of damn Christians, man. They children of God. They not men. See, I'm a man of the Lord. I'm a man of the Lord. You hear how I speak with authority. I speak like a man. I don't speak. And I told him, I said, look, man, he was talking about, oh, brother, be quiet. Your wife ain't going to listen, man. I told him, I said, I run things in my house. I wear the pants in my house. I make the laws in my house. My women keep the order that I set in here. You see, I don't bow down to no women. I run it. He was looking up there like he didn't understand because your wife run you, nigga. Maybe that's why. That's why you was like, oh, I'm not no beta male like you do. I'm an old alpha man. And like I told you, I want y'all to always remember this. I want y'all always to remember this. Males don't like men. Okay? Females don't like women. Why do I say that? Because real men stand for something. Real men stick their chests out like I do and stand on it. They don't hide in the corner and lie. Niggas. Real men are bold enough to tell the truth. Everything I taught y'all tonight was pure truth. Everything I said to him was pure truth. I didn't lie not one bit. That he gonna accuse me of being a liar. You damn right I turned up about that. Don't you? How dare you call me a liar? I'm giving you my history. You ain't got no history. You came around and I said what I said. You were Johnny come lately that came into moral science in 1990. We was done with that before you even got started with it. The hell you talking about? I gave you my history. Real men stand for something. Real women stand for nothing. Males and females fall for anything. They lie, they'll steal, they'll cheat, they trying to be right, they wrong and strong. But like I said, we ain't go on. If he would have proved me wrong about Noble Drew Ali being a prophet, I would have took that L. Because that's how much of a man I am. I would have took the L if he proved me wrong. But he didn't prove a damn thing. All he did was sit up there and nigger babble, lie, try to do sleight of hand, adding people to the chat, muting mics and all that other stuff. You got to do all that to the so-called win an argument which you really didn't win. You a straight clown, dude. You ain't teaching me nothing. You see? Yeah, somebody, okay, give me that paperwork, brother. LP. Give me that paperwork. Send that over to me. Send that over to me. He ain't no agent of the beast. He ain't smart enough to be no agent. He just a Negro with a fez on his head. Because you was dissing me, brother. You dissed me. And I'm calling you, bro. I'm still trying to be nice because you was dissing me, man. You called me a liar, talking about, your followers should leave you. You started this. You started this. I didn't even come at you that way. You started this, talking crazy to me. And you damn right when you said, yeah, I hear you a real one. Nigga, you ain't got no idea how real I can get or how real this shit can get. You got no idea. So I'm going to leave it alone. But I'm giving back what you gave to me. See, because I definitely acknowledge do unto others as you would have them do unto you. You're not going to talk crazy to me. You're not going to disrespect me. Your morons are not going to talk that bullshit to me and then think I'm going to just eat it. No, thank you, sir. No, I don't say no. Yes, sir. You smack me in my face. Man, thank you, sir. Man, I have another one. I don't do that. I hit back hard. That's it. Give you that same work, that same energy, nigga. No respect for you. Because you played yourself all the way. With your whack ass rapping. Wanna be washed up, wanna be DMX ass nigga. Sitting up there with them whack ass Mars World TV. You're trying to be DMX or whoever the hell you trying to be. Nigga, please, man. You a clown. Go find somebody else to chase behind me. I'm done talking about you, man. You know what I'm saying? All right. So, anybody, last question, I'm about to close it out. All right. Yeah, of course, they saying, well, yeah, his minions are unprofessional. They're a bunch of clowns, man. They're a bunch of morons. I call them the morons. You say, what kind of person you going to invite somebody to your thing and you going to just attack them like that? I'm trying to talk to you. You stirred up all that. You made me come at you like that. You disrespected me. You let your minions, your morons disrespect me. So again, bro, ain't no respect. You see? All right, man. But listen, I'm going to close out in the name of Amen by the power of Amen. And Amen we trust, and Amen we thank, and Amen we continue forward forever. I just had to set the damn record straight. I'm through talking about this idiot, man. Good night. But I'm going to close. I'm going to play some damn music. Let me play some damn music. What I want to play? I would, man, I hate the fact that, I hate the fact that this, that I ain't even say I hate the fact that I did it, because I did it and I kind of knew what to expect, and it's all good. But when people disrespect you, when people try to play you, when people try to, you know, and you didn't even come at them that way, that sets you off even more, man. That's all I'm going to say. But listen, I'm closing out. Good night.
My baby girl. My second born. That's what I live for right here.
All the many things that had to go unless to make you wait that night. I throw my hair, I want a different dress and I've been late that night. And I miss that elevator. And I miss this lovely bumpy road. And I never met you later. Never felt you sleeping my
My baby girl.
we go up and down, only ever think the big. Many years later, and I haven't found another lover to look what you've done. Not sure you complain. No one who's ever felt the feeling she's got for him. They'll never fall like this again. No, no, never. No, she coming on this way. Baby, now that I later. He was going down and she was going out. Excuse me, please. No, please hold the door. No, stuck out his arm. And he fell more. No, he had pushed ground. And she pushed him. So we went down. Then up again. They laughed at two. Past three, past four. Then they revealed a little more and more. And
hair. She got a head full of hair. She like a little doll, man. Silky, skin, beautiful head full of hair. Long hair. Long silky hair, my beautiful baby girl. Let her come on camera. Rock out with my daughter.